If you want to create your own 2D shooter game, okay, I will show you how to set up the basic mechanics inside of the Godot engine, something very similar to what you may have in games like Potato. Of course, we will not learn exactly how to create this amazing game because it will be impossible, but I will show you at least the core systems. So here I am with a completely empty Godot project, and the first thing I will need to start creating is, of course, the player scene. For this, I'm going to click here on other node, and I want to start with a character body 2D. Why? Because as you can see, this is a perfect node for characters that are going to be moving via script. Exactly what we are going to be doing. I'm going to be calling this thing player, okay, and inside of it, I will use the shortcut Ctrl A to quickly add a child node. I will add a sprite, okay, and I will also add a collision shape. Now, for the player sprite itself, I'm just going to be using the Godot icon, okay, but of course here you can use your own character icon. And then I want to just scale it down a little bit, maybe to 0.8, and create a collision shape. I'm going to use something like a rectangle over here and make sure it covers the actual sprite. And then I will save this scene into a scenes folder, okay? Next, I'm gonna set up a basic main scene, okay? Where, okay, I'm gonna save it. I will instantiate the player scene, just so that I have here more control over the different objects. And what I will do is also using the move tool, I will position it in the very center. Next, let's go ahead and add a script into this player. I will create it here inside of a scripts folder. And I'm gonna make sure it's just an empty template. Now, the code itself, I will first start off with just the movement, which is gonna be very simple. I will start with a constant I'm gonna call speed, and it's gonna be of type float. Once again, this is static typing. You don't have to use it if you don't want, but it has some advantages I'm not gonna cover in this video, but we do have them. And I want to use a constant rather than a variable because its value is not really going to change. So the best practice would be to use a constant. Then I'm going to use the physics process, the physics process function, okay, to handle this movement. Okay, remember, in physics bodies, when we want to handle movement, it should be done in the physics process. Then I want to create another variable to capture the input direction. Okay, this is a value that goes. It can be either 0 or 1, okay? And it depends on what we are pressing. This is gonna be of type vector2, so it will basically have an x and a y, okay? And the value for this variable is gonna be input dot get vector, and I just wanna do the usual way of a 8-way movement, okay, which is, I was gonna say, I need a negative x, which is the input, okay, for the negative x. I want to say, when I wanna move left, okay, what do I wanna press? In this case, UI left, which is the left arrow. Then for the positive x, I wanna use UI right because I wanna use that one for my positives in the x. Now for the negative, I wanna use UI up. Why the up arrow? Because in Godot it's the opposite as in real life as in maths, okay? Usually in maths, when you go up in the x, in the y, sorry, it gets increased, but as you can see in Godot over here it gets decreased. That's why it's gonna be up, it's gonna be our opposite, our negative direction, and down is gonna be our positive y, okay? If you don't understand it, or 100% it makes you feel confused, don't worry, because the key thing here is that you understand that this value, if we print it, let's print it so that we can actually see it. I'm gonna run here the main scene. I'll press play and just select the current while I am in the main scene. This is always a 0 if I'm not pressing anything, but when I start pressing the different keys, as you can see, it changes depending on the key that I am pressing. And if I press 2 at a time, well, we have there a 0.0771, well, all that is a mathematical factor, but I don't want to talk about that. So you understand the key idea, okay? Now, once that we have this direction, we know in which direction we want to move to. But therefore, we want to use velocity here, which is a built-in value inside of character body 2D, as you can see, which determines the velocity in pixels per second. So here we have these units, okay? So remember, this is just 1 and 0. So imagine if every second we just moved like this, okay? So super slow, like 1 unit, 1 pixel a second. So that is super low. That's why we will make velocity not only equal to our direction, okay, but also we will multiply it by our speed, okay. And lastly, we'll call move and slide to just make sure these changes actually apply, because if we don't call move and slide, velocity is not used. And once that we have this, we will see that indeed we have the player movement complete. Once again, if you don't understand this multiplication, remember you can delete this factor over there, and when you want to move, it will be moving, okay. If I put the cursor, for example, over here, you will see that it is moving, okay, because you see the difference in position, but once again it's super low, okay, the difference, the speed, sorry. So that's why we multiply it by a factor over here. Now the next thing we want is a bullet that we can shoot. So in this case, what I'll just do is create another scene, and the only thing I want my bullet to have is a sprite, because in this case we're not going to be digging into collisions or any of that, so I just want an image, okay. But of course, if you then wanted to hit enemies, detect collisions and all that, you have to create an area, a collision, and the corresponding sprite. Let me add it over here. And what I'm going to be doing is decreasing its scale to something like 0.5 in this case. And I'm going to change the modulate to yellow, just so that it has that hue over here. Okay, so it's not that bad, but it is something that we can use. Let's call this thing bullet, and I'm going to save it into my scenes folder, okay? So now that we have our bullet scene, we'll have to go to the player, okay? And what we need to do is, okay, whenever we press the click, okay, I'm gonna do it with the enter here. So what I need to do is to instantiate the scene, okay, the bullet scene, to create an instance of it, okay, to add it to the game. I don't know how to say it. So to do that, I'm gonna use the export annotation. This is called an annotation, and here I'm gonna store the bullet scene as a variable, and the type is gonna be packed scene. This is the type of data that will allow me to then here in the player, as you can see, I will see here bullet scene. This is what the export annotation does. It will show you the value that you can assign in the inspector, and I'm gonna press quick load, and I will load the bullet. So now I have the bullet scene here, and I can instantiate it, basically add it. It's basically doing this, okay. If we are in the main scene, okay, and we are in the player, we click over here on instantiate, and we instantiate the bullet, okay. It's basically exactly that behavior that we wanna replicate. Once again, this happens when in this case we press the left mouse click. In this case, let's do it. So let's go to project settings, input map, and let me add a new action. In this case, left mouse click. Let's press over here plus mouse buttons, left mouse button, okay. So let's remember this name, or let me actually copy it. And what we want to do over here is add another function that is called the process. Why process and not physics process? In physics process, you put the movement itself, but in process, you can do everything else, okay? That is not related to movement. This is also called every frame, because every frame we want to check for this input, okay? That input is not going to be for movement. That's why we can do it in process. So over here, what we want to do is check if we have pressed this action that we've just created. So is action just pressed left mouse click? So if we press the left mouse click, in that case, what we want to do is shoot. So we want to first create the bullet instance, and to do that, we have to store it inside a variable. It's going to be of type node2d, and it's going to be equal to bullet scene dot instantiate, as simple as that. Then this instance needs a child, a parent. Now we are inside of the player, but what happens is that if we instantiate it inside of the player, okay, then the bullet, okay, it's gonna actually move with my player, and I don't want that. I want to instantiate the bullet inside of anything else, okay? So I want to instantiate it, for example, here, okay, outside of the player, so that it can move independently, okay, and it's not tied to the player. So to do that, as you can see, this is the main node, which is the parent of player. So a very easy way to do it would be to add it to the parent. So it will basically get parent dot add child, and we pass here the bullet instance. Now the other thing we need to do is to set the position. Where is this gonna be instantiated in space? So in this case, bullet instance dot position is gonna be just equal to our position. I wanna instantiate it exactly where my player is. If then you had the actual gun, okay, you would instantiate it in the gun position, okay, or in the muzzle, okay, of that gun. Now let's see what we have. Let's press play, and I can move, okay, with the left mouse, and when I press the click, as you can see, I have a bullet that is instantiated, but that bullet is like always stays in place. I want to shoot in the direction of my mouse. So to do that, we have to do a few things. We have to go to the bullets and add a new script, okay, because and it's going to be an empty script, and I'm going to save it into the scripts folder, because we want to set a few behaviors. Because once again, once this bullet gets instantiated, I want to over time, okay, in the physics process, okay, I wanna move it in the mouse direction, okay. So for this, once again, I'm gonna define a constant speed for the velocity of this bullet. So let's say something like 200. Then I'm gonna call here an init function, okay. Sorry, not init. I want to call it set direction, and I'm gonna ask as a parameter here for a direction, which is gonna be a vector2. This is once again gonna be the mouse direction, to be more specific. So let's call it mouse direction, like where was the mouse looking at the moment of shooting. Set mouse direction, okay. And inside of here, what do we actually go about it? I want to create my own velocity variable. This is a sprite to this, so it doesn't have that built-in velocity as you have in a character body 2D, but you can do it yourself, and it's very simple. You just create your own velocity variable, which is gonna be of type vector2. And here what you do is, okay, just set it, okay. You just do velocity, okay, what is it gonna be equal to? It's gonna be equal to, once again, our mouse direction times a speed that we have defined. So the mouse direction, we will actually receive it over here, as with the input it's gonna be a value between 0 and 1, and as that is just not too much, we'll also multiply it by a certain speed. And then what we're gonna be doing is adding the physics process that we have already discussed, and what we're gonna do here is do position plus equals velocity times delta. Now here we have to add the delta, okay. I don't want to dig too deep, but what's going to happen is that, remember, this is called every frame, okay. So what happens is that PCs with higher performance will have more frames per second, and therefore this function is going to be called more times every second, okay, and therefore it will move faster in some PCs and slower in some other PCs. So multiplying our velocity by delta will unify those values and will make sure that it moves at the same speed in every single PC. And by basically doing, let's say, this formula, what we're gonna be doing is to our current position, which is for example 0, 0, we are adding the velocity. So remember, velocity is mouse direction times speed. So we may be adding all the time, I don't know, if our mouse direction is 1, for example, because it's to the right, it's right here, our mouse direction, okay, it will just be doing that, okay, increase the X position by that direction that we are giving over here. So it's just that, it's very simple. But now, okay, we also have to do in the player, okay, when we instantiate it, we have to actually set this direction to the mouse direction. So we will do bullet instance dot set mouse direction, and here we have to, remember, provide the mouse direction. So how do we get it? It's very simple. We just do position dot get direction to get global mouse position. Sorry, this is called direction to, not get direction to, okay? And this is how we actually get the correct mouse direction. And as you can see, here we have it. We can move with the arrows, okay, and wherever I'm pointing at, okay, this is gonna get shot at. Of course, the bullets are super slow, so let's make them maybe 600, okay, something way faster. And now we will actually have our bullets, okay. Of course, this is a very basic system. We have no sprites, we have no enemies, we have no collision detection, we have no actual weapon, okay. But once again, as it says in the title of the video, this is the core system for a 2D shooter, and from here you can build upon it. That is the main idea. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if it was the case, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one, and bye bye.